Man, whose life are you living? Jarmo Palamaki. Two brothers lived in a town. The older of them took good care of his family, himself and his possessions, did his job diligently, and was respected and loved by others. Instead, the younger of the brothers lived an irresponsible life, unmarried, wasting and destroying everything. His only refreshment was to start a fight with others while drunk, which usually always ended in a fistfight. The younger brother was extremely irritated by his older brother's blameless life. He did everything he could to find something to blame about him, to show that he wasn't so blameless after all. He constantly sought to annoy and bully him in order to make him angry and thus reveal his bad sides. At the end of one of these outbursts of insults from the younger brother, the older brother replied to him, "You hurt not only me, but above all yourself. You hate your own life and make it even more miserable than miserable." Enraged by this because the truth was what he couldn't face, the younger one attacked the older one, beating him up and stabbing him to death. In court, the younger brother was found guilty of premeditated violence and murder, and thus deserved the death penalty. In the meantime, he himself had already noticed his evil, for the first time in his life, and began to regret his actions. At the end of the trial, he then took courage and addressed the judge and jury. "Mr. Judge, I cannot deny that this sentence is a perfectly just and deserved punishment, not only for this crime, but also for all the other evils I have done that my life has been full of. However, the suffering that I have caused to my brother and his family through this has not yet ended. They have irrevocably lost the father and spouse who cared for and loved them. My death sentence is not enough to compensate for this loss, and it is of no help or comfort to them. My request is therefore that the execution of my sentence be postponed enough so that I could take care of his family instead of my brother for at least a short time." After consulting with the jury and the deceased brother's wife and children, the judge then issued his final decision. "Your death sentence will be upheld, which as you yourself have stated, you deserve. However, we will postpone its implementation in accordance with your request, but only on the condition that you do as you have promised. Remember that from now on you are a dead man. Your own life is doomed by this court decision, and the only way to continue your life is to live your brother's life. The day you return to your own former life will be the day of the execution of your judgment." From this day on, the younger brother was a changed man. She cared for her brother's family as if she were herself, and soon she gained the trust of both the children and their mother. Of course, not everything happened easily, but the old life still attracted me. But every time he was about to give up, he remembered the judge's words. "Remember that you are a dead man." In his hour of temptation, he became in the habit of reminding himself that the man who had been attracted by these evil ways of life had already died. As time passed, he became more and more attracted to his new life, and many positive traits emerged in him that he had not even known he possessed. More and more, he began to wonder what had actually caused him to waste so many years of his life in selfishness and senseless evil. He realized that it was only his current life that was his real life. When the children in his care had grown up and taken responsibility for their own lives, the man reported to the judge again after years, "I have fulfilled my task, and I am now ready to face my death sentence." "I've heard a lot about you," said the judge. "You must have a lot of willpower to be able to change your life so completely." "Your judgment was the power," said the man. "You condemned my former life to death, and I have only lived according to it. Now I am ready for this verdict in practice as well." "That death sentence concerned your former life," replied the judge. "Since the man who was sentenced is already dead, the sentence can no longer be enforced. Return to your family in peace to continue your new life."